A tariff is a tax on imports. It could be also on exports, but we're just going to look at the case of imports. It can be specific or can be ad valorem. When it is a specific, it is a dollar amount per unit, such as 5 cents per pound, 10 cents per ton or per package, etc. Ad valorem is when it is a percentage per unit, right? 10% per unit, 5% per unit. The effects of a tax on imports is that consumer surplus lose, or there's a loss in consumer surplus. There is an increase in producer surplus. There is an increase in government revenue, and there's a net loss in domestic social welfare. Let's look at how that occurs. This is a graph of a market for sugar. Millions of pounds here on the horizontal, and the price per pound on the vertical. And this market in equilibrium will be charging approximately here 23 cents. So let me draw this quickly. Supply and demand. It's not going to be very pretty, but approximate. An approximation for what we have. That'll be the price, 23 cents. However, the price in the world is 10 cents, or the price in another country with which we trade. And suppose that this, according to the scale used in the slides, suppose quantity in equilibrium in the market without trade is 45, and the price, of course, 23 cents. However, the foreigners sell the same product for 10 cents per pound, and our country opens for trade. So as a result, the price goes down, and obviously when the price goes down, quantity demanded increases by the law of demand, quantity supply decreases by the law of supply. So what happens is this one drops, I believe in the graph it says to 20, and this one, the quantity demanded increases. Consumers are very happy with this, and it increases to 70. And then what happens in this situation is that people are going to get, suppose that this is the United States. In the United States, we're going to get 20 units only, 20 million pounds. And people want 70, so they get the extra 50 from imports. However, in this situation, the producers are not very happy, and they want the government to protect them by imposing a tax, a tariff, let's say, of 5 cents per pound. So if the government does that, then the government will increase with the tariff the price from 10 cents to 15 cents per pound. And then we have this new situation where, if I recall from the graph, I may be mistaken, but we're going to go back in a moment. This one increases to 30, the quantity supplied. Now the producers are, a little more satisfied because the price went up, and the quantity demanded decreases. The consumers are not so happy. I apologize for the scale. It's not that accurate, but it does the purpose. All right, so that is the situation. And what happens is, as you may recall from consumer surplus definition, when the price is 10 cents and consumers want 70 units, this is all the consumer surplus, all the area under the demand curve and above the price. But if the price goes up to 15 cents due to the tax, then this will be the consumer surplus. Okay, so that will be the new consumer surplus. So consumers lose all this area of consumer surplus due to the tax, due to the increasing price. All right, so that area is areas A, B, C, and D. What is area A? Area A is a gain in producer surplus. As you may recall from the previous graph, all this yellow area is the producer surplus, which increases if the price increases. And so if the price was 10 and now it's 15, area A is a gain in producer surplus, which is taken from consumer surplus. What is area C? Well, with the new tax, this is government revenues. The area of this rectangle is this side times that side. Well, this side is 30, 60 minus 30, and this side is 0.05, which is the tax imposed. You take 0.05 times 30, that gives us 1.5, which is the amount of revenues received by the government, in this case 1.5 million. All right, so this would be again consumer surplus that is taken away by the government in the form of tax revenues. And areas B and D is losses in consumer surplus that are not allocated to anybody. They are not given to the government and they are not given to the producer surplus, or they are not transferred to the government or the producers. They are not transferred to anybody, and they are called net welfare losses. They're also called deadweight losses.